This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
I'm Britton Rucker, and this is Ag AM in Kansas. I am at the 2020 Women Managing the Farm Conference in Manhattan, and with me now I have Chad Hart. And Chad, you presented at the conference on trade impacts on U.S. agriculture. Now, why do U.S. farmers need export markets?
Well, when you're looking here, I'm going to say export markets are where we can see the most growth. Because when you think about it, the world is our customer. And 96% of our potential customers live in another country. So when you're looking for population growth, income growth, and that leads to consumption growth, you tend to look at the rest of the world. That's where we can see larger growth than what we're experiencing here in the U.S.
Now, what is the current state of policy and trade agreements?
The current state right now is actually the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. We're building relationships back up again. So we've just signed an agreement with China, for example, the phase one deal. But we've also done the USMCA, and we've also done a trade deal with Japan. And so we're starting to rebuild and rebolster some of those relationships that had been damaged over the past few years.
Right, and you showed examples and really graphs and figures at the conference.
Yes, we definitely talked about that. When you're looking at the potential for these various markets, for example, when you're looking at USMCA, you're talking about $40 billion worth of value each and every year that we trade with them. So they're very key trade partners. The deal with China, for example, has the potential to rearrange what our agricultural markets look like because of the values we're talking about possibly shipping to China over the next 5 years. So you have to look at these trade deals and see that they have the ability for tremendous impact on our agricultural markets.
Now, Chad, where does, one might ask, the coronavirus or African swine fever play into these markets?
Well, it definitely plays in. For example, the coronavirus, you can think of that as, okay, it's an illness, it's worse than pneumonia and the flu, but when you think about pneumonia and flu, they have an impact on our agricultural economy because they impact the general economy. When people get sick, they can't buy as much, they don't eat as much, and you see a slowdown there. The coronavirus is even worse than that because it's making it where we don't want to necessarily have contact. We're canceling flights to China. We're not trading as much with them because of concerns about spread of that illness. And so it does have that impact because it's slowing income growth, and slowing income growth slows agricultural demand.
Right. So what is the potential for future trade agreements with several trade partners?
Well, I think we've got some really good, like I say, some deals we've already made. Now we're looking to extend beyond those deals. So we're looking at the potential of signing one, for example, with the United Kingdom, another one with the European Union. We're working on several ones with Latin American countries. So we continue to build that bridge because when it comes right down to it, the reason U.S. agriculture is, if you will, so trade dependent is because we produce a lot of product and we produce it at a very inexpensive price, which means we're the perfect trade partner when it comes to worldwide agriculture.
Well, a big thank you to Chad Hart from Iowa State University for talking at the 2020 Women Managing the Farm Conference here in Manhattan. I'm Britton Rucker, and this has been Ag AM in Kansas.